Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the singer Taylor Swift? Other questions here include, why is she so popular? And is she overrated? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, then move to my analysis. Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13, 1989, in West Reading, Pennsylvania. Her father was a stockbroker, and her mother was a marketing executive. She has one younger brother. Taylor grew up on a Christmas tree farm before her family moved to a rented house. She became active in theater at the age of 9 and took voice and acting lessons. Inspired by the music of Shania Twain, Taylor developed a particular interest in country music. When she was 11, she visited record labels in Nashville, Tennessee. Taylor was rejected, but did not lose hope. When she was 14, her family relocated to Tennessee so Taylor could keep looking for opportunities in country music. During this time, she started writing songs professionally. In 2005, she signed on with a record label, and in 2006, released her first album titled Taylor Swift. It attracted a lot of positive attention, but her second album, released in late 2008, titled Fearless, brought her incredible fame. In 2009, it was the top-selling album in the United States. Taylor released her third studio album in 2010 and her fourth in 2012. She continued to have phenomenal success and won many awards. Her tours were quite profitable as well. In 2014, she released her fifth album. It was titled 1989 and represented her transition from country music to pop music. Taylor Swift continued to remain in the spotlight as she released 5 more albums by 2022, with her 11th album scheduled to be released in April 2024. As far as her personal life, Taylor has been involved in a few failed romantic relationships, which has greatly influenced the lyrics of her music. Her love life has also captured the attention of the media. At the time making this video, she is dating a famous football player named Travis Kelce. Taylor is prominently featured on the news multiple times every day. Everywhere a person turns, someone is talking about her success, her career, her influence on culture, her love interests, her legacy, and her future as a performer. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. It's difficult to overstate how popular Taylor Swift is. Taylor has sold over 200 million records during her career. She has the highest grossing female touring act in history, and she is the first musician to become a billionaire with music as the primary source of income. Her net worth is about $1.1 billion. In the 2010s alone, she earned $825 million, making her the highest paid female artist of that decade. She has won 14 Grammy Awards, including a record 4 Album of the Year wins. In 2015, Forbes ranked Taylor Swift as number 64 in the 100 most powerful women. She advanced to 5 on that same list in 2023. In the U.S., Taylor Swift is extremely well-liked, particularly among young white women who live in the suburbs. Her most committed fans are referred to as Swifties. While mostly peaceful, a few of them have been a little too enthusiastic in their loyalty to Taylor Swift. For example, some have harassed former love interests of Taylor. Many of her avid fans connect strongly to the lyrics of her music and appreciate her reliability and consistency as a performer. Item number 2. When Taylor Swift was new to singing, her vocals were criticized as constrained. She had trouble with breath control, a limited range, offered few inflections, and her singing was described as plain. She struggled to apply proper technique. Strictly based on voice alone, Taylor Swift will never be ranked among the female singers specifically known for incredible vocal qualities like Karen Carpenter, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Stevie Nicks, or Celine Dion. However, Taylor's vocal performance did improve significantly over time. She may not be celebrated specifically for vocal talent, but it's not a distraction like it used to be. One of the main criticisms now, related to her voice, would be that her singing voice is quite similar to her speaking voice. It just doesn't stand out as particularly special. Item number 3. One of Taylor's strengths is her songwriting ability. Her lyrics have been described as catchy, energetic, memorable, and emotional. Typically, they are carefully constructed, not haphazard. Her songs convey a sense that they were written by a real person talking about actual experiences. She is sincerely sharing stories which may have been inspired by her life. Many of her songs are about romantic rejection or romantic failure and the corresponding emotions that come along with those experiences. This has led to criticisms that she may be a little sexist. Despite this, she is well regarded for her lyrics. The main criticism of her songwriting would be the lack of complex harmonic arrangements. Taylor plays it pretty safe in this area. Her songs have a traditional harmony. Item number 4. As far as her performance on stage, Taylor tends to be creative and has been able to engage with her audience. Despite what some people describe as an excessive use of glitter on her outfits, her talent as a stage performer is her strong suit. When combined with her lyrics, Taylor has distinguished herself as a performer who can sell tickets. Item number 5. Like many famous performers, Taylor has become a role model, especially to her younger fans. She initially reached her audience when she was young and when they were young. This allowed her to leave a powerful and lasting impression as they identified with her during that critical time in their development. Taylor's message may not be complex, historic, or have lasting significance, but she has been effective at communicating that message. Item number 6. Why is Taylor Swift so popular? As I mentioned, Taylor has a combination of talents that have led to her success. She may not have been the best singer to start with, but she improved, and she has been able to emotionally connect with her audience through her lyrics and stage performances. I think her popularity is mostly due to her lyrics. Taylor had a series of unpleasant romantic encounters and has been able to express the associated emotions in her music. This facilitated a deep connection to her fans. They feel like she understands them and has allowed herself to be understood by them, almost like she's vulnerable and authentic. Once Taylor became popular initially, it created a dynamic similar to how the rich get richer. She has been able to build an entertainment empire with her revenue. Fans are not only attracted to her lyrical talent, but they identify with her persona and success. They want to be powerful, famous, and wealthy, just like her. They vicariously live through all of her dramatic experiences as a performer. Even when she has unpopular feuds with other celebrities, it only makes her more endearing to her superfans. Item number 7. What do I think about Taylor Swift? Is she overrated? This is just a theory, my opinion. There's no question that Taylor Swift has been incredibly successful. She has been able to leverage her talents to gain fame and money. In the world of pop music, she will forever be a legend. With that in mind, if someone is not specifically drawn to the drama of failed romantic relationships, there's a much lower probability that Taylor's music is going to connect with them. Her message could be described as both narrow and plentiful. It's like she just keeps making the same type of music over and over. A person trying to find a reason to admire Taylor without appreciating her lyrics reminds me of this analogy. Imagine that a woman needs a dishwasher, and by mistake, she goes to a store that only sells refrigerators. Immediately, she starts to walk out of the store, realizing the error, but a salesman runs up to her and says, "We may have only refrigerators, but we have a lot of different kinds of refrigerators." It doesn't matter how much music Taylor writes. If someone is not attracted to her work, they're not going to appreciate her. Another concern I have with Taylor is I don't find her music particularly deep or emotionally complex. She does communicate her limited message well, but that doesn't mean the message was significant to start with. There is this sense that it's time for Taylor to pivot to expressing emotions in her lyrics more consistent with a person who is moving to the next stage of development, like a person who has resolved these repeated romantic failures and has realized the limits of criticizing former lovers. When does it end? When is she going to be at peace? Or at least, when is that going to be expressed in her lyrics? I think Taylor's continued success is partially dependent on her ability to select topics that more accurately reflect the feelings of people who are no longer in their teens or 20s. Isn't there something more important that she could talk about? I think she's covered the romantic failure area pretty thoroughly. As an artist who supposedly has emotional depth, Taylor should be able to turn this corner without a problem. If she can't, one has to wonder about her motive this whole time along. Was her music a true expression of her art form, or just a way to get back at former lovers? Throughout her career, Taylor has demonstrated that she's willing to change what she needs to change to achieve fame, like she moved from country music to pop music and improved her vocals. But she kept other areas the same, like her simple harmonies. I think it's time that she makes another change so people don't tire of her music. As far as the question about Taylor being overrated, in my opinion, she is overrated. She's receiving more attention than really any one artist should ever receive, no matter what they do. There are plenty of other singers and songwriters who are equally as talented. Perhaps some attention should be paid to them to promote diversity and creativity. Now moving to my final thoughts. Overall, I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift. I can appreciate why someone would be, and I think she is talented, but she is just not my type of singer or songwriter. She isn't evil or bad, rather, just not for me. I find her music to be boring. I don't have any preference for a song whose lyrics specifically connect with something that happened to me. In addition, the lyrics don't necessarily need to be tied to the person singing the song. I don't care if they experience the story told by the lyrics or not. I prefer songwriters whose lyrics are open to interpretation, don't repeat the same story, or tell a story relatable on a general level. As far as the structure of a song, the repetitive and restricted harmonic arrangements offered by Taylor are just not compelling for me. I'm more interested in songs that have technically complex arrangements. For example, Hotel California by the Eagles. It's an intricate song harmonically that can be interpreted on multiple levels. Was it about the rock and roll drug culture in California during the 1970s? Was it about the pitfalls and excesses of the American dream? Or was it about Satan checking into a hotel and becoming pushy with the guests? Probably the drug culture one, but that's the beauty of the song. It can be interpreted at multiple levels, like poetry. Taylor Swift has no reason to worry. I may not appreciate her music, but millions of other people do. Despite this high level of affection, the fascination with every aspect of her life is not a productive component of the mega celebrity phenomenon. It's possible to enjoy someone's music and not know every detail of their lives. I think at some point, people will grow tired of hearing about what Taylor Swift is doing today. I grew tired of this a long time ago. Long time ago. When people finally get bored with her work, Taylor will once again have to rely on her talents as an artist, or simply sit back and enjoy her billion-dollar empire. No matter what scenario comes to pass, Taylor Swift is in a great position. She has been able to combine the fantastic opportunities she was afforded when she was young with hard work and talent. Perhaps that's the most helpful message that she can communicate. Maybe this can inspire her future music. When people do the best with what they have, they increase their probability of success. Every now and then, this can lead to a person breaking through and reaching unparalleled stardom. Those are my thoughts on the case of Taylor Swift. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.